Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
You're looking live at the virtual Kansas Speedway as the playoffs continue for season number 2 of the Australian NASCAR E-Series. It is the BMG X Series, and we are ready to roll on the 1.5 mile of Kansas Speedway, one of the most, what has become exciting tracks of NASCAR. You saw another wild finish, if you're a fan of NASCAR, on Sunday between, of course, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, and more, Denny Hamlin. Now we're ready to see what the drivers of the BMG X Series will do tonight. It is playoffs. We're ready to watch what goes on here this evening. I am Wesley Outland. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you and yours, wherever you are around the world. Aaron Dorman is filling in for Nigel Siddell again. Aaron, I know this, I think it's our second time working together. Bigglestein Hopton is on production. Aaron, we're ready to watch what goes on here, man. It should be an exciting race here at Kansas as we take a look at the point standings after last week at IRP. What a great race that was.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back in the seat. Nigel will be back next week. He's just having some power issues around the house. So these drivers are just jumping on the grid now. So shortly we'll pull up that grid and read out these qualifying positions.
Yeah, Nigel obviously was with me last week at Indianapolis IRP. We saw, Aaron, we saw Phil Sell totally dominate the race, and obviously he's back again. Brad Newman back after a suspension, but Jared Phil Sell is on the pole again. Would you not have guessed it? The 94. He'll be ready to bring him the green flag here tonight for round 2 of the playoffs at Kansas in round 1. To the outside, Scott Rankin in 49. Row number 2 will find Blaine Densley in the 27. Clayton Davies in the 50, row 2. Row 3, Brenton Hobson, a bad luck race at Indy. Can he bounce back tonight? He starts 5th. Ethan Winter to his outside will start 6th. Jason Martin and Brad Newman, welcome back, make up row number 4. Season 1 champion Josh Michelmore and Lewis Greathead make up row number 5, your top 10. Then it's Rain Campbell and Tyler Williams, row number 6, your top 12 here at Kansas.
Next page over, Tom Freer in 13th. To his outside, Andy Barber, followed by Sam Chapman, Fitzy Block, Fitzroy Beaumont, Jaden Russell, Brady Baldwin, Daniel Boyd, Aaron Borg, starting a fair way back, it's unusual for him. Trent Gosley, Brad Wright, Aidan Sykes, Dane Snadden.
Rest of the lineup will find Matt Danson starting 25th, Matt Raymond, Matt Rowe, row 13. Row 14 will find Stephen Williams and Dave Douglas, double D. He'll start 28th. Timo Blundell and Kai Ardley will start on row 15, your top 30. How about this one? Ryan Barber, Michael Campbell, row 16. Row 17, Brian Blundell and Nicholas Garrett. Zach Blundell. You got Timo, you got Brian, you got Zach. The Blundell family. 35 drivers ready to roll here at Kansas Speedway. Look on the bottom right, and it's perfect weather conditions for a race here, Aaron.
Looking forward to this one. This is a track I love, multi-groove racing. They'll start low, but then as the tyres wear, they'll start pushing up the track a little bit, trying to settle down that rear tyre. Cars will get loose coming off turn 4, so they'll be one to watch about 3/4 of the way through a tyre stint.
By the way, we looked at the weather conditions as, again, it is track temp at around 97 degrees. Air temp, sim temp is around 75. Sunny, clear. We got 126 laps we got to go. We got stage number 1, 32 laps, stage 2, 94, 126 laps in total, mile and a half here at Kansas. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to bring the playoff action to you. We're underway here at Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, it is underway. Race number 2 in round 1 of the playoffs. If you're not in yet, you need to win. You got to do it now. We're under green.
Good start on that outside line, but that shorter run on the inside line just allowed Phil Seld to get to the lead. Blaine Densley starting to have a look at Scott Rankin already in that 59 car. 49. Couple of cars getting loose. We've got someone around a little bit further back.
Williams around. We got caution out. Williams has turned in the wrong direction. The 34 connects with a couple of other cars in the process. The 92 as well. Got one down in the grass. Rand Campbell. Man, and if I'm thinking correctly, Rand Campbell was involved in an accident on the first lap at IRP last week as well here, Aaron, as we go under yellow flag. Oh, boy.
That's just unlucky 2 weeks in a row. We pull up the Burling Motor Group replay right now. You can just see them 3 to 4 wide in that back group.
Unbelievable.
27. Oh, you see the 92 just come up. Brad Newman's involved in the 40.
Man, you sure do. Look at that. Wow, is that Michelmore? Newman in the grass. It is Michelmore. Wow, it is Michelmore, the defending series champion of the grass right there in the 1. Don't think he's got any damage. He should be able to continue along, but that is not a good way to start here at Kansas. Wow.
You see the 21 of, I believe, Jason Martin?
Oh, man. Martin barely squeezed by there after getting loose. And then there's the Rand Campbell and Williams T-boning one another. Brad Newman went to a visit for some recreational driving, and so did Michelmore. Here comes another angle. First caution of the night here at Kansas in the playoffs for the BMG X Series. Look at this again. I mean, honestly, Aaron, you're a driver. It's a stack up. You got nowhere to go, and then you just locked horns.
The easiest way to make positions is the first lap of a restart, so they're just going hammer and tongs. Numo probably thought he was going to collect it, but just that stack up just got caught in it. Doesn't look like a lot of damage on it. So a quick stop through the pits, fix up a bit of that damage.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thanks to Nick Berlin and the Berlin Motor Group. Give me a Burl today. Competitive finance packages, trade-ins are most welcome. Check out the awesome line of vehicles that he has for your purchase needs. Nick Berlin, thank you, Nick. Nick messaged me the other day, and hey, man, hey, mate, why aren't you on Sunday? I am not doing the Sunday series anymore. Good luck to everybody the rest of the way. But it just works out for me not to do the Sunday program. Hopefully everybody has a good run, and whoever wins the championship, may the best virtual guy for the Australian NASCAR Championship hoist the cup. But I will be with you Monday or Tuesday night and whenever I'm needed on Thursday. All right, so let's reset things here, Aaron. We're going to go back for a restart. We've got Jared Filsell. We saw the sincere domination of him last week at IRP. Now, I don't know if you watched it or not. I know you weren't in the booth with Nigel and I, but he dominated Indianapolis Raceway Park. Could we see a little history repeating? Is he going to try to do this again?
Well, you got Scott Rankin on his outside. There's a little bit of a mix-up on his car. The car shows the 59, where he's registered as the 49, so sorry for any confusion that might come out of that. But Scott loves these kind of racetracks. He's going to try and hold it on his own around the outside. Phil Sell will get the jump because he'll get to dictate when the green flag is dropped within that restart zone. You can see everyone just catching up at the back. Pace car rolls in. They're just coming up to that restart line, over that line, and the green flag will fly once again. Slow start on that outside line. See the captain, Phil Sell's just gone there. He's going to have a clear run into turn 2. The 27, he's just having a look on the inside of Scott Rankin, so that's Blaine Densley. Yep. He's going to get a good run off the corner there. They've got reasonably cold tyres. They will be grippy at this point of the race. that corner would have been flat.
By the way, if you're looking at the scoring ticker, the white box with the drivers' names are your playoff contenders. I just want to emphasize on that. That's allowed you to keep up with the round of 12 drivers. And by the way, next Tuesday night, we're going to the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You want to talk about a wild card in the first round to put yourself in the semifinals? It will be next Tuesday night, but we got to get through Kansas right now. Phil Sell leads them into the corner into 3. Look at, though, Blaine Densley peeking on the bottom. He can't get there. Neither can Rankin. They're going to stay in the locomotive single file heading to 4.
Might not be wise to have too much of a struggle here. Blaine Densley might just be pushing Fuel Cell into just wearing his tyres a little bit early, but he's starting to look on that rear bumper. Not quite overlap this time around. We see a few cars stepping out of line a bit further back. Believe that's the 39 of Ethan Winter moving on the inside of Brenton Hobson. Oh, very close to the wall for Hobbo there. In that 88
Aaron, Brenton Hobson had a bad week last week at Lucas Oil. He's got to find a way to rebound and bounce back. But even though he had a bad night, he still left as the points leader in the number 88 machine as he works his way to the back straightaway in the top 5.
Those points are going to be all too important come to this ever so crucial cutoff round after the Roval. Some of these guys are road course specialists, others are not. So if you've got that points buffer, you don't want to be anywhere falling down towards that cut line. You can just see Hobson making the inside move again. Now they've swapped sides between him and Ethan Winter. You've got Clayton Davies just in front of him. That's on board with Brenton Hobson now. That's the driver's eye view. That's how close these cars are getting. How much visibility is out the front. A little bit loose by Winter on that outside line. You will see cars get looser and looser on that outside of turn 4.
A wiggle there for a minute. A wiggle and a jiggle and a giggle and a bobble, as we call it. His Winter's up high, almost into the safer barrier. He's got to reset to get around Hobson on the back stretch out to 3. He's there.
He got a good run off the corner there, managed to get to Hobson's inside. Hobson can't do too much to defend. He's just going to try and straighten it off the corner, just get that drive. A bit of side drafting through here. This is some good racing. If you don't enjoy this, you're in the wrong spot. But everyone, you get on that like and subscribe button. Just jump in there. We're nearly at 3,000 subscribers. Let's bring the Australian NASCAR E-Series to there. And we can just get super exciting every week, just racing like this, door to door, lap after lap.
Look at Winter up on the outside. He'll battle now with Hobson on the bottom. He is there. He's got to run on the inside. They're going to push each other up the racetrack. This goes on for position now for the top 5. Winter now way up against the safer barrier as he tries to reel in Hobson again off 2. He gets a wiggle there, hitting the back straightaway.
That's that multi-groove racetrack right in effect there. There's many ways to make speed around this racetrack. You can go low, you can go high. Depends how you've set your car up. Winter is a dirt track racer. He doesn't mind being up near that fence.
Kansas Speedway, 1.5 miles, 2.41 kilometer tri-oval with variable banking. You hear the word precision or progressive banking. Variable comes to mind from 17 to 20 degrees in the corners, 9 to 11 degrees in the front straightaway, the 5-degree back straightaway here at they're at right now. The Speedway also features an additional 2.37 to 3.81 kilometer infield road course. I never knew that there is hey, listen, we're going to the Roval next week at Charlotte. There's a Roval configuration here in Kansas. I don't think I've ever seen them race on it before, but you can run on that place.
It's a very simple in-course infield. It just comes off turn 1 and then enters back on at turn 2, and it just kind of turns back on itself. So it's not nearly as interesting as the twists and turns and the undulations of the Roval at Charlotte.
By the way, NASCAR at the Roval this weekend. That's where I'll be, as well as with Tri-County Motor Speedway and the Z-Max Cars Tour in the U.S. states. And then don't forget next Tuesday night right here, the final round in the round of 12 for the Australian NASCAR E-Series BMG X will be at the Roval in Charlotte. Is now look at Davies under attack for third and fourth. Here comes the 39 and the 88, 2 for 1 on the 50 as they work through 3 and 4. Aaron off of 4.
3 wide there for a second. Oh, a big wiggle from the 50 of Clayton Davies right there. That was very close for ending in tears. That is not what these playoff drivers need. They need it. And you can see the 88 just in front, getting a little bit loose in mid-corner. We're 16 laps into this 32-stage run, and these cars are starting to just move around a little bit. It's going to get harder. You'll see the cars moving around the track, taking different lines, just to find where their car is happy for the next little bit.
Back down bottom of the racetrack in the corner into turn 1. You're on board with Clayton Davies just a moment ago. And right now, remember, we're midway through stage number 1. This will go all the way to lap number 32. And then we got that close to 100 lap push for the finish. As down on the back straightaway again. 5 degrees of banking. Tom Freer battles with the 5 of Barber, the 7-11 with Borg looking on as they go into 3 and 4.
Then I think that Dane Snadden in just behind him a little bit further. Or is it? There we go, we're on board with Snadden there. So Snadden's just moving on the inside of Borg there in that 07 machine. So we're looking at the 15th place. It doesn't matter where they are. These drivers are just trying to sneak 1 or 2 more spots just to keep them above that cut line if they're in the playoff. Everyone else, they're just here to have fun and hopefully foil one of these playoff drivers' day by taking that checkered flag.
All of this going on again as they work their way down the back straightaway. Look at down the 94, bouncing off the wall. He's the leader, Phil Sell. Here comes Rankin down to the inside. He'll pull the trigger. He'll go slingshot engaged down to the bottom. Here comes the 49. He'll push up and cause a little air problem for the Phil Sell car. His Toyota now battles back on the top. He keeps it off the wall. He's going to battle Rankin for that spot again into 1.
You can see Phil Sell just trying on that higher line, get a bit more momentum. Scott's going to come up and block it. He's going to block any move that he's going to try and make here. Not give him a lane width up top. Phil Sales just running that fence again. Gets a little bit loose. You can see how sideways that car is. He's got to hang on to it. Man. That's going to hurt his run down that main straight there. You can see Scott's just pulled out a 2 or 3 car length gap. Phil Sales just driving it in hard. Little correction in steering there. Another big correction there. So that car's just starting to get a little bit loose in this run of 21 laps so far.
Well, I'll tell you what, look at this now. As you see also, Densley just comfortably right now 20 laps into it, 12 remaining here in stage number 1. Remember, there will be a competition caution at the end of the stage to let everybody reset. And honestly, I we had that little hiccup on the start, Aaron, but other than that, man, it's been a quiet race. It's been just good competitive racing, but everybody just holding their line here. Now, as we close in on 10 to go here in stage number 1, stage points on the line, especially for these playoff drivers. You're going to do all you can to try to climb up and get stage points.
That's it. It's a very wide racetrack. It invites a lot of hard racing, but you can go door to door, lap after lap, just with the width of the racetrack, the multi-lane. There's not just a single line you can take. You can see 2 cars ahead. You see the 88 get a little bit loose mid-corner there. A little bit loose again off the corner for the 88. That's just going to overheat those rear tyres, and it only progressively gets worse. So if you look at Davies, 2 cars ahead, takes the low line, but Winter just takes a lane or 2 a little bit further up. So this is a good view for just seeing how the different drivers in front tackle these corners. Now you see it again, they're just slightly offline to each other. Another wiggle, or a little tap of the apron there for Clayton Davies, just pushed him up the track. had to get out of the throttle. That's why you see him under attack by Lewis. Great head. Having a look on the inside. Davies cuts his nose off there. You see him get a little bit loose again. These cars are starting to move around a lot now. A lot of horsepower, not a lot of tyre in these Xfinity cars.
There's Lewis Greathead right now. You're on board with him. He started 10th. He's right now in 7th. Everybody's single file. You're looking at the scoring ticker on the broadcast. If you are, there is the drivers in the white box. Those are your 12 drivers and where they are on the racetrack that are in the playoffs. Everybody in the regular black box scoring ticker, they're just regular drivers. They're non-playoff drivers, but they're still making big noise. Like Rankin, like Phil Sell. In third place to 6th is the playoff drivers. There's Tom Freer. Where's he at right now? Comfortably back in the 12th position as they work back into turn 1. 7 to go now. Aaron in stage 1 here in Kansas.
These guys are just pushing to make those couple more spots. If Freer makes it up to 10th place, that's one playoff point. Well, not playoff point, but 1 point that helps in his playoffs. Just keep him above that cut line a little bit.
Sure.
Then you got Barber in 11th, so a few cars just outside of the stage points that will want to make up those 2 positions or so just to get those stage points and keep their playoff hopes alive. You see the 27. Trying to work out who that is. Sorry, they're not on my screen right now. Jaden Russell out of the Nitro camp by the looks of it. Sud Speed, I'm not too sure who he's racing under at the moment, but he's looking on the inside of Freer. We're 3 wide. They're stacked up in behind. Oh, a little bit loose there for Trent Gosley. Making his way through the grass. Jim's mowing 101. Give Trent
Patience is a virtue. 5 to go. Oh, boy. Back up in front. There's the 17, by the way. Fitzroy Beaumont. Good solid run for him right now. There's the leaders. Tom Freer. No, apologies. That's Tom Freer. He's back in 12th. I guess this is the best battle on the racetrack right now. As we're watching Tom Freer and Martin and Borg battle. All this going on with under 5 to go. Barber, Freer, Russell, Snaden, all these guys up on the high side. Look at this. And you know what? You're a racer, Aaron. Every lap you can get, every position you can get, especially in the playoffs, is paramount to move on to the next round.
100% it is. And doesn't even matter if you're in the playoffs. These are all competitors. They're not here to just roll around and do parade laps. They're here to race, make these positions. The only one who's not here to make any position, Scott Rankin, because he's in the first position right now. 3 to go in this first stage. We're on board here with Lewis Greathead, just having a look. The back of the Toyota of Jaden Russell, I believe. Not Jaden Russell. Clayton Davies and Brenton Hobson.
Clayton Davies right there in that 50 car. Yep, you're exactly right as they work their way back to the line. We're closing in, by the way, on 2 to go. 2 laps remaining. Aaron, I'm going to help you out, buddy. Let me give you a link here, bud, and check the chat. There is a broadcast chat. If you go on there, you'll be able to see it. I just sent it to you, my friend. As SDK is my best friend. Coming to the line, and 1 more lap to go. It is Scott Rankin. There he is across the line. It's about a 0.4 of a second lead over Jared Philsell. Will Philsell be able to catch him? I think he's just toying with him right now because this is just the stage. He's not a stage playoff driver. Neither is Scott Rankin. You're not going to get down until 3rd to 7th with Densley, Winter, Davies, and Hobson before anybody gets stage points that are playoff drivers. However, coming off of turn 4, the Toyota Supra for Team Vortex, Scott Rankin will win stage 1. Caution will come out in just a moment. And the top 10 across the line get stage points. But more importantly, the first 2 finishers, not stage playoff contenders, or playoff contenders, if you will, Aaron Dorman, it is not until you get to 3rd And that's Blaine Densley, and all Densley gets is 8 points. That's it.
That's still 8 more points than he came into this race with, and it's more points than he got over winter. Davis, Hobson, Michelmore, and no other playoff driver will pick up any stage points there. You can see Williams way down in 31st at the moment. Barber in 11th, Freer in 12th, Borg in 18th. They're just cars all over the place. You think these guys are going to want to make their runs pretty soon to start getting up the front.
So another caution flag out over the speedway as Scott Rankin, the Vortex Sim Sport number 49, will grab a word. We'll actually see what they'll do here. My apologies. Normally I'm used to interviewing the stage winners in the States. We don't get to talk to them in the Australian NASCAR E-Series. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Australian NASCAR E-Series. Don't forget coverage of the Australian NASCAR Championships every Sunday night bi-weekly. Then, of course, the Xfinity you're watching right now, the trucks as well coming up on Thursday, and we have got pit stops, the Xfinity BMG X Series presented by the Burley Motor Group. Give me a Burl today as they're getting pit stops today right now, Aaron.
You'll see pretty well every car come down pit lane. They'd be mad not to this far in the run. Some might check off a little bit damage while they're under caution. We saw that early lap 1 wreck. So there might be a few cars just holding a little bit of damage. You didn't see Newman move too far up, so that could be why. Might just be holding a little bit of damage.
Hey, by the way, don't forget round 1, week 2 playoffs will be for the trucks on Thursday at Kansas Speedway as well, and the Charlotte Roval. So there is your
Rankin. Oh, sorry. You just saw Rankin have a good run off pit lane. Phil Sale back in second place. Nearly lost it to Blaine Densley, though. That was a very close run to that pit exit.
I was going to say that basically they're kind of mimicking one another with the exception of not going to IRP last week. We did for Xfinity. The trucks went to New Hampshire, but they are going to be at Kansas this Thursday night. 8 p.m. Australia Standard Time. Make sure you tune in to, of course, Australian NASCAR E-Series. Hit that like and subscribe. Hey, listen, not only do you need to like the broadcast, hit that little thumb if you like the race, or if you don't like the race, give a thumbs down. Hey, the algorithms give us the algorithms. So, I'm not going to judge you if you don't like it. Put the thumbs down or give the thumbs up, preferably the thumbs up than the thumbs down. But most importantly, if you are not a subscriber, hit that bell. I love that bell. That bell, even if I have an off night with you guys, I still get a ding. It's like the Nabisco bell, right? Let me know that you're live on the air when Dean Hopton hits that button. And then I'll decide if I want to watch it or not, or, hit it on snooze, check it out later. So, do I now? Oh, Jane. Okay. Jaden Russell is what we're being told. The real race car driver, Jaden Russell. There he is, right there. Jaden Russell is a real race car driver. He competes in NASCAR, ARCA, and more. And there he is in the Synergy number 26 machine. Time and scoring is showing the 26. He's in the 27, but he's got a pretty good run for him right now at the racetrack as we get ready for a restart. Aaron, ready to set him up?
You got Scott on that inside line. I believe Jaden Russell races Super 2 over here in Australia. Well, he dabbled in it. I'm not too sure where he's running these days, but I know the name from around the traps. Here we see Barney. He's holding that green flag. Scott's going to get to take him to that green flag. He goes about midway through the box. He's going to get that jump right in front of Blaine Densley there. He gets a good run on Jared Philsell there. See someone coming out of the pits. They want to get a wriggle along without going a lap down. That's Brad Newman. Must have been just checking off a little bit of damage. Trying to get that race car back straight, and he's just been caught off guard. He'll go lap down, but we're not worried about that because we got Blaine Densley right on the back of Scott Rankin right there. Racing for Vortex Sim Sports. Jared Philsell might have made an adjustment that hasn't quite worked for his car. And the caution's out. Something's happened in the background there. We'll have to find a replay out of it. We believe it's Trent Gosling. Oh, you see Ryan Campbell there, just backing it up off the track.
Boy,
A little
wow.
bit of damage on the nose.
So if you're keeping track, Ryan Campbell has been involved in both cautions for on-track accidents, the first one and the third one, not counting the stage.
Here we have the Burley Motor Group replay. Right down in the very back of the field. You see the cars moving around a little bit. Oh, big hit for Trent Gosley there. Oh, huge hit in the wall for the 92. There was someone else caught in that. We haven't worked out just who they are yet.
Gosley, the 92, and then another one. Let's watch this again here. Oh, boy. Oh, it happened so fast.
The Gosley on the outside there, getting a little bit loose. It comes down right in front of...
Oh, he got airborne bicycles in the air. The 19 got into him, and then, bam, there you go. Gosley and Rain Cable, the 92, and more. Wow.
And Brad Wright, I believe, is the 19.
Yeah, Brad
That's
Wright.
A hard lick into the wall.
Yeah, that's not fun either. My goodness, wow.
That's worked out perfectly for Brad Newman, who will get the free pass around the outside this time around. Oh, that's a big hit on the back of Trent Gosley. There's going to be a few bent up race cars. Huge hit in the wall for that 92. That will be his night done.
Yeah, another tough break, man. Another caution out. By the way, we're heading 40 laps of 126. If you're doing the math, everybody in countdown mode, that is 87 laps to go when they come to the line. Scott Rankin in the lead, Blaine Densley in second, Lewis Greathead, Josh Michelmore, and Jared Philsell, the top five. Ethan Winter, Matt Danson, Andy Barber, Dane Diego Snaden, and Jason Martin. Remember, drivers in the white box in the scoring ticker highlighted mean they are playoff contenders. You got some guys that are just non-playoff drivers, but that doesn't mean, Aaron Dorman, that they can't be competitive and they're not good racers. We're seeing their talents here tonight.
They're all competitors. They're all going to be competitive to take that checkered flag away from a playoff driver. If they can take it, they will. And I know Scott Rankin pretty well. I will be seeing him up at Bathurst next week. If any viewers coming into Bathurst, jump on the chat. I'm happy to meet up with everyone. But Scott Rankin, he wants this W. He's been close a few times around. Just caught himself in a little bit of trouble. Hopefully I don't give him this commentator's curse again. You'll get mad at me for that.
I mean, and it's real. The commentator's curse is real. So, yeah.
I have been given explicit instructions not to talk about him on the commentary, because last time I did. Because last time didn't end well for him.
Well, anyhow, we'll see what happens as we get ready for a restart here.
These cars are lined up 2 by 2. You see,
You are not in Kansas anymore.
He just made it back onto that lead lap. How many spots can he make up at the start of this restart? If he's got all the damage off, he's going to be quick. You see Scott Rankin just making a good jump. Pulled a car whistle 2 out of the start. Blaine Densley on that outside. Slightly better start than Jared Philsell got last time around, who got swamped by about 3 or 4 cars. All the different lines. Cars a little bit loose. Cold tyres still after that restart. Or you see moving around in the background there.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Some of them
back
2,
again,
3
back
wide.
again. Look at the one, Michelmore. Look at Michelmore. Had problems earlier in the race. Got caught up in an accident, if you remember. The Aaron and Nora. Now he's battling. He's back in the top 5.
And then Matt Danson, right in front of him, also come from nowhere. Former Truck Series commentator. They're all single file. They're just going to take it easy for a few laps so they don't overheat those tyres. Nothing silly. As I say that, Danson's starting to look on the inside. Gets blocked by Philsell. Trying to make a move on the inside of Ethan Winter there. Oh, Philsell nearly turns himself across the nose as we see a car spinning in the background. He's going to keep it straight. Sam Chapman of Vermilion Esports He's got to keep
Remember,
it
they're
straight.
in the bottom of the apron. Because they're in the bottom of the apron, that's why I did not trigger the caution. If he would have pulled up on the race course, then the yellow would have felt come out. But look at this battle now in the top 5. Here comes Winter, ready to send it on Phil Sell and Newman up on the high side.
Oh, Winter just got the apron there. You flicked him up a little bit.
Yeah, my apologies. It's Danston. It was Matt Danston. And Phil Sell trying to, for the first time, I think, tonight, trying to rally his way through the pack to get back up in front. Is right now Rankin leads him on the back straightaway there.
You can see Snadden just having a look on the inside of Phil Sell there. Danson's just moved up in front of Densley. First 3 cars are not playoff drivers, so they're looking at spoiling the party tonight. Oh, Danson just give a little open the steering as he's coming through that apron where it drops from the flat to the banking. Cars can get a little bit loose through there. The first of the playoff drivers tonight, Blaine Densley in 4th place. Just having a look on the back of Matt Danson there, but Dane Snadden is having a look around his outside. That's a hard move to make. He's going to make that momentum. Smacks the wall though, so he's going to lose a lot of that momentum.
Oh boy, man, I just saw a little wiggle there for a minute, and somehow they hold it together as we are closing in on the halfway mark of this race as well. Remember, they go 126 laps. Heading towards halfway in about, 15 laps or so. Green flag pit stops could possibly happen too, as these guys last pitted on lap 34. All this going on as we close in off turn 4. Ethan Winter, look at him going high, looking low. And I'll tell you what, Aaron, he's just methodically, patiently trying to make his moves around these cars.
He's got nowhere to go in front. It's just peak hour traffic in front of him. Snadden's doing a great job to hold on around the outside this early in the run. The preferred line would be that low line. Haven't driven the Xfinity car around here for a while, but I've done a fair bit of laps in the truck, just preparing myself for Thursday night. Hopefully I'll pick up another good result like I did last week, but we won't talk about that. We're not here about me. We're here for all these guys.
You win?
I did not win, but I picked up my first top 10 for the year.
Okay. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with a little bragging about you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a hard slog this year. I've had a lot of bad luck. Some of it my fault. You see Phil Sell just having a look on the inside again of Dane Snadden there. That inside line's just going to prevail. Those at tyres for... Oh, Winters does not want to hit that apron this time around. Just forces Snadden up a little bit. Might have expected him to just be a little bit lower on the track. Snadden's probably going to slot in line now. Have a couple of easy laps. Just cool those tyres off. Man, these cars are just everywhere in the background. There's 2, 3 wide here and there.
I mean, we're just seeing some fantastic racing right now. I love it. If you're loving this racing in the chat box, let us know. I'm loving it, man.
I can see the Vortex Sim Sports YouTube just popping up in that chat there, cheering on their drivers. They've picked up Scott Rankin. And Ethan Winter is in 6th place, so they've got a car in 1st and 6th at the moment. Oh, big slide there for Snadden. That just scatters those cars everywhere. They pulled it up. They're 3, nearly 4 wide back there. It's a lot of close racing. Got father and son Barber there in the 5 and the 05, just coming a little bit lower. As we welcome into the booth, Nigel Seidel. How you doing, mate?
Nigel, what's up, man? Do you have power back again? Oh, we don't have Nigel. He's cutting in and out. I don't know where Nigel is. Oh, he disappeared. He keeps cutting in and out. Nigel, you with us, buddy? You got power back again.
Evening, everyone. Yeah, I do. I just had to put a water pump on my generator.
Oh, that sucks.
We're back up and running now, so it's all good.
So a water pump on your generator on your personal vehicle or farm equipment, right?
No, it's on the farm, so it's the generators that run all the power. So we don't. Well,
Gotcha.
we don't. Yeah, so we're all generated power.
Hell, tax write-off. Just write it off, taxes, right? 75 to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're 50 laps into this thing, and right now, Scott Rankin continuing to lead the way from winning the stage. Lewis Greathead in second, Matt Danson third. And that's the battle, Aaron, they were watching now going on as they work into turn 3.
That Blaine Densley on his inside, Jared Philstell just watching what these two do, trying to get him to burn up his tyres, make the long run work. Just hard to pass two cars in front of you. Philstell's just being patient. You'll see which one he picks and tries to push him around the back straight. But he's taking that outside line, running that dirt track line to try and bring that momentum. It's going to bring him alongside Blaine Densley there. He's going to keep it up high once more and just foot to the floor. Try to make that speed work around the outside. It's a little bit shorter on the inside line, but you just see him creeping up a little bit closer each lap to Matt Danson to fight back for third place. He tries a different way around. Danson's trying to stay high. Philstell's just dropped to the bottom.
Tell you what, Nigel. So we know that Jared Philstell is not a full-time competitor. I think there's a lot of guys in the BMG X Series are probably counting their stars and wishes that he's not, because this guy is really good, as now he's battling with Blaine Densley for this spot for third and fourth going back into turn number 1.
100%, and I think there's a lot of drivers starting to come into the series now. There's a few new faces I see out there tonight that will probably take up charters for next season as well. So everyone's getting them a little bit of race practice in before next season, where, yeah, charters will become available and a lot of these drivers will probably take one up.
So right now, Rankin filling the lead. Look at this now as they work their way off of turn 4. Here comes Ethan Winter. He's now got a renewed vigor, if you will, Aaron. Down on the inside, he'll clear by Dinsley's car. He'll now climb up the bank, and he's setting his sights on Philstell in the top half. Go back to the 5 degrees, the bank on the back straight away.
There's a lot of battling happening very early in this stint. There's a long way to go. They're 22 laps into a stint with 70 laps to go. So these cars are going to have to push another 20 or so laps to break this stage in half. If they're starting to get loose and overheat these tyres, it's going to be a long 20 laps to break it in half.
So glad you're joining us. This is the playoffs. We are rolling into round number 2 in the round of 12. This is the first round of the seniors of the playoffs. Now, remember, next week at Charlotte Roval, Nigel, everything resets, and we are going to lock in 8 drivers for the semifinal. As right now, we work our way off of turn 4 here at Kansas. What a totally different racetrack than what we saw last week also at Lucas Oil Raceway, wasn't it?
Going from that short track racing up to 1.5 miles. The cookie cutter, as they call it, but I love these styles of racetrack. It just takes a lot of skill to look after those tyres and be quick. As we can see, Brad Newman here, he's up into 16th place now, just chipping away at that field. Whoa, big slide for there from Jaden Russell. That hurts his run down the front straight there. You see how much he's lost. Jason Martin's just firing up down the inside of him. Gets down to that low line. These cars are going to take a lot of hanging on to keep a whole lot of more laps on that low line. I might just have to take a quick 2-minute break here, but I will be back to join this action here.
Okay. Aaron stepping away for just a moment. Nigel, I was going to ask you the question before, we got it deep into this playoff run here with 66 to go. We're coming up on halfway. But what's the decisions that are made to determine what tracks you use for the playoffs and what round you use them? There's a sequence and a strategy to it, right?
And for those that are watching out there online wanting to know how they get into the series now, one thing about our Oval Series, it matches the official schedule that's on iRacing. So those the time of the sim, the time in sim, time of day, date, everything matches the official that's run that week in the iRacing server, which usually does match what happens in NASCAR in real life. But then what we also do is then a lot of setup shops out there that supply setups, and you can buy setups, then you can be more competitive as well. And those setups that you buy to run in the iRacing official will work in our series. So that's the way that we work it. So everyone is on a level playing field. There's no like setting different times and stuff like that there of the day to make the to give anyone any advantage. It's all exactly the same as the iRacing server for everyone's benefit.
There you go. So that answers the question. The more you know. Let the rainbow flash across the screen with the stars. As right now, Scott Rankin continues to lead the way. The Vortex Sim Sport, number 49 Toyota, the Chevrolet of Matt Danson, who, by the way, before I was no longer doing the Sunday series, he looked really, really strong on the Sunday Australian NASCAR Championship, and right now in second position. However, he's not a playoff driver for the BMG X Series, Nigel. He's just trying to go for wins here. He's looking good for second and maybe more.
100%, and he's right up there in second at the moment. He's up 23 positions. The only thing I will add, going back to my thing before, we are changing one track. We take Martinsville out of the schedule, and then there is 2 tracks that we didn't use during season 1. We will use them in the second to last race in season 2. So
okay.
those that have setups for those races earlier in the year will be able to use them for this race, because they're going to match the official of what happened back in, I think it was May or June, one of those 2 months. So we make things as even as we can. So that just clears that one up out there. I forgot about that one.
Is next week. Then we go to the round of 8 semifinal, and that will be Chicago, Talladega, Rockingham, correct? And then the championship at Phoenix. That's where it will be. That's where we're locked in.
Correct.
There you go. Why not running Martinsville? Why the change at the paperclip?
I'll be honest with everyone, the racing there is usually terrible. So then we to make it a little bit fair, and we all voted as a series. We'd like to give the drivers at the end of each season, we give them a bit of a say of what they want, and we had a vote, and Martinsville got voted out by all the drivers. So we're going there at the moment. There's some action.
Oh boy, look at this action going on now. As winner on the inside. Look at this. It's Phil Sale. Will say winner in Phil Sale, and here comes Greathead. He's going to poke his nose into the gunfight. Will we make it a 4-car quad war here? As here comes winner down on the inside. Phil Sell not backing off on the 5 degrees down the back straightaway. Look at the contact. Oh, baby, they're banging fenders going into turn 3, Nigel. This is where the action is.
Lewis Greathead and Blaine Densley are on behind them as well. You got 4 playoff and the drivers on the road there of 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. They do not want to get involved with this battle here at all. Winter is the highest playoff driver at the moment in 3rd. So yeah, the battle is on. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the playoff standings are, but I think it's pretty tight at the top.
Yeah, it's right now, according to Sim Racer Hub, Brenton Hobson has a 28-point lead over Tom Freer. 51 points is Brad Newman. Then it's Ethan Winter, Kai Ardley, your top 5. That's the way it stands. However, this is where it updates with the wins and losses in the playoffs, and there you see it. As it looks like the Sim Racer Hub point standings is like the overall regular season standings, not adding in the playoff equation, but you see the graphic showing you where we are now, and Ethan Winter right now holding on to a 5-point lead over Clayton Davies, 7 back. Both are Tom Freer, Aaron Borg, as they work their way with Winter now holding on suit for 3rd. Danson in 2nd. Rankin still the leader. What a good run for the driver of Scott Rankin here. Had a good run last week at Lucas Oil. Nigel, he's trying to win here with a walk-off at Kansas.
Well, 100% as well as his teammate is Ethan Winter in 3rd there at the moment. I hope we've still got Aaron, because Aaron's just dropped out. So I hope he comes back with us very, very shortly.
Aaron, you back?
You're not there, you're back.
I'm having a few computer issues. Okay. I literally got home about 10 minutes before this session started, so I just had to catch up on a few things around the house. But I am back now.
So it's a Tuesday night in Australia, and Aaron Norman is multitasking, doing the honey-do list while calling iRacing with us in the booth, Nigel.
Life's been busy, but we make everything fit.
That's it. Ranking in the
Brad
lead.
Newman
I'm sorry, go
having a
ahead.
huge sense. Newman just having a move, I believe, on a lap car. He's just outside of the top 10 now. Chasing down Jaden Russell. See Michelmore in that red car at the front. The 05 of Ryan Barber. A lot of these cars have changed their paint, so I've struggled just with keeping up with everyone, but I'm starting to catch on again.
Oh, they work their way down in the back straightaway now. As there goes Michelmore, the defending series champion. You know, Nigel, it's not been a good start of the points playoffs for the defending champion of the one, but right now he's rallying here, currently in 13th on the racetrack because he's got Kai Ardley on his right elbow off 4.
Yeah, well, the one car, he's been putting a lot of work in for these playoffs as well, so he's still in the playoff picture at the moment. A good couple of top 5s and top 10s will make that number 1 car get through to the round of 8. At the moment, as they go 3 wide there with Kai Ardley, I believe Kai Ardley and Andy Barber as well in the fight. He's still in the playoff picture as well. So all of these cars battling, and with his teammate there, Jason Martin in the 21 as well.
So Ryan Barber get loose in the background, just a little bit of smoke coming off the back tyre there. But Jason Martin just in that purple car on the inside there. That 97 just might be stacking them up. Just condensing that field right in front. A good run off that corner. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. I'm trying to get my pitches up working again.
All good, as Kansas is now closing in on 50 laps to go. Round of 12, race 2. Race number 3 next week. The finale in the opening playoffs will be at the Roval at Charlotte. Don't forget the Truck Series Thursday night. They're going to be right here at Kansas as well. As they work the back straightaway, there is the number 02627 on the car. Russell, Jaden Russell, a real racing competitor. Nigel, good to have real race car drivers join us on the esports world as well whenever they can.
100% Jaden Russell. He drives for Synergy as well. Teammates of Brenton Hobson and Tom Freer and Brady Baldwin as well. I don't think there's anyone else in the field. So those guys there bringing a strong team. His first start, I think, also for the Season 2 as well for Jaden Russell. So we welcome him to Season 2. He'll be running some races towards the end of the year. Hopefully he will probably pick up a charter for next season to bring the 3rd chartered driver. I'm not sure if Brady's getting his charter too, but that'll be 4. If he does, there'll be 4 Synergy cars locked in for round 1 next year for the X Series.
The Numo just catching up onto the back of Jaden Russell there, who's being held up by Clayton Davies, I believe.
It is, yeah, Clayton Davies, yes it is, wow. Working around the corner, look at now the 27. Oh, great road, whoa, hold on, baby. Up in front of Newman, it's getting crazy.
That just angles that car a little bit more for Newman, who's in almost a must-win part of this season. After last week's suspension, he didn't get any points towards the playoffs. He's in the dead last in that playoff standings at the moment.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. What was it, Nigel? Too many incident points on Brad Newman for a race, got him the meatball flag, and because of that, he was disqualified. That's standard in eNASCAR Australia protocol, and that's why he missed the race. But he's in an 8-ball right now, man. He's in a bad spot. He's got to literally win, I think, to try to advance into the semifinal. He's got to do something here tonight or at the Roval next week.
100%, but those Lobs cars are very strong on the Rovals as well, so look out for him. I'll get my words out here. I'm out in a minute, but yeah, he'll be looking for a win next week at the Roval. It looks like we've got pit stops starting to happen.
Green flag pit stops. Remember, we talked about this, Aaron, if they're going to happen. Here they come. Driver's right here. He has a caution. Caution is out. Green flag pit stops are thrown out the window. If you're my spotter right now, I'm telling you, not pit. I would have run right through pit road. Some guys are doing that. Others that have already committed to pit are making pit stops as Fitzroy Beaumont finds the safer barrier in 17 in the Him and Michelmore bounced off of one another. Unbelievable.
Michelmore making the trip down to pit lane, and then Fitzroy Beaumont just unsighted, didn't know he was pulling in, maybe didn't call the radio, or just didn't hear it. Just crunched up in the oil. So you can see he's committed to turn 3 and 4 there. Michelmore just started getting on the brakes, and you're braking on that racing line. And that's what happens if you're not paying attention to the cars around you. So now I expect everyone else to come down pit lane. So this actually
you better come down pit road, Aaron. I mean, you better come down pit road, Aaron. You ain't pitted since what, lap number 34 when the stage ended. You all are coming down pit road, hands down.
Those cars that pitted as the cautions come out, though, they should cycle to the front. So they're going to gain a huge amount of positions just now. If it had gone 1 lap longer, would have ruined their race, as they would have been multiple cars a lap down, and only one car gets a free pass.
Strategy indeed. Nigel, obviously, you can call this the money stop of the race, right? I mean, we've seen long green flag runs here at Kansas, right? This is only the 4th caution of the race, so it's not been caution field.
Had to back up a little bit. Sorry to stalk over you there, Wes, but yeah, Fieldstone just had to back up a little bit, so that's going to be a slow stop for him. You see other cars pulling out as he's just getting his left side tyres done.
And that takes a big moments of time away for Jared Filsell because he did not get in his pit box properly. But Nigel, obviously, man, as I said here, you're possibly looking at the money stop. The money stop of the race is right here. I don't see anybody else running to the pit lane unless we have a late race caution. But it's been a fairly quiet night here at Kansas.
Oh, 100%. And the only thing is I can think of at the moment is, like, I'm a bit late in, so I'm not too sure what tyre strategy is. They probably took a set of tyres at stage 1. They're probably taking a set of tyres there, so they can leave a set of tyres just in case there's a green-white checker at the end. So I wasn't not too sure of the whole tyre situation right now.
That's pretty well hit the nail on the head right there.
What will happen? The story and the plot thickens, if you will. Coming up here as we'll get ready for a restart, by the way, with 44 laps to go. Aaron Dorman in the house filling in for Nigel Siddell. Nigel finally, Wesley Outland, Bigglestein, Hopton on production. Don't forget the trucks are back here at Kansas on Thursday. And look at the track temp. It's gone up a little bit. Track temp now hitting 99 degrees. We're still at 75, 76 degrees sim temp. The wind, how big of a factor, Aaron, is that fighting the tailwind down the back straightaway from the northeast?
Tailwind gives you a bit of a run into turn 3, so you can end up overcooking the corner, going a little bit hot, getting a little bit loose on your entry if you don't back it up in time. These cars now are racked, they're stacked, they're waiting for that green flag. See, Newman's made himself up to 8th place. He's going to be looking, making as many spots as he possibly can. He's got to win this race to keep his playoff chances alive.
Field will get ready to come to the green flag. Pace car is in, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, don't forget round 2, week 2 of the playoffs in the Australian NASCAR Championship will be on October the 19th at Talladega. They're taking a little bit of a break. Talladega, October 19th is when they run. We're back on our way.
You see, Blaine Densley had a huge wiggle on green flag there. That just hurt his run. It's allowed Jared Filsell to just catch his bumper. Danson's looking on the outside of Ethan Winter there. Scott's going to be wanting them to battle so he can just extend his lead. These two can hurt each other's time. But Ethan Winter, huge head of speed. Might just get it nosing under the corner. These guys will be in the chat together. They are teammates. Those two Toyota Supras. Then there's Matt dancing in there to try and spoil the party. Blaine Densley just hanging back a little bit, seeing what this plays out. You got Jared Philsell, and we're under caution
in turn
again.
number 3, guys. Caution, it's a wreck. It's Barber around. Andy Barber, the 7-Eleven Mobile 1, number 5, goes around. I just caught a little glimpse of it as he worked his way in turn 3, and then the caution is triggered. This is the 5th one of the race. Trouble again
That
in
looks
turn
like
3.
Andy's
Barber
not
looked like
done.
I'm looking at a replay on delay on the broadcast, and it looked like he just took a hard shot, front nose first, full speed, throttle into the safer barrier, Nigel, as we get ready for a BMG. Give me a Burrow replay. Watch the 5.
You see
Yep, there
the
it is.
97. Kai Ardley just on the inside, just tagged that rear and a little overcorrection. Huge hit in the wall. Oh, collect the number 4 on the way through. This is going to be Andy's night done. That engine has expired.
That's heartbreak in tears, if you will, for Nigel, for the driver of Andy Barber again. Look at this, number 5 into the wall one more time. Kai Ardley right there. And number 5 not alive as he hits hard into the outside safer barrier in turn number 3. Kai Ardley able to continue. Hey, by the way, replays in the BMG X Series is presented by the Berlin Motor Group. Remember to give me a Burrow, Nick Burrow. Thank you, Nick Burling. Give me a Burrow today. The new stock of all makes and models are arriving daily. Check them out on all of their social media platforms. Don't forget also to like and subscribe to Australian NASCAR Championship. Competitive finance packages, trade-ins, and most are welcome. And remember, call Nick Burling. Give me a Burrow today. The Burling Motor Group. You never know what vehicles he's going to put on the line. Top of the line vehicles. I'm still waiting for my Lexus to come in from overseas, but tariffs are really killing me on the rival Aaron Dorman. Tariffs.
So looking on our chat, we've got Ryan Barber saying the playoff drive, like his playoff running is over. But Wesley, I asked you, how would you feel driving on the wrong side of the car? We sit on the other side of the car to you guys.
I actually will tell you that, what do y'all do in Australia? Don't you like, because my brother, a lot of people don't know this, but my brother lives in Australia. He lives in, Wagga Wagga? He lives in Wagga Wagga, Australia. So wherever that is from you guys, I know our buddy is from Brisbane, Dean Hopkins in Brisbane. But I will tell you this, though, Aaron, my brother and his wife, they live in Australia. My nephew, Jason, they struggled at first with driving on the right side of the car. So in America, we drive on the left side. The passenger side is the right side that people drive. But I will tell you this. I one time got to do a mail route, and I drove a car in America on the right side of the highway, but in the passenger seat, because a lot of mail cars have that. So I do have a little bit of experience with that, a little bit.
I will be passing through Wagga Wagga on my holiday in 1 week's time.
There you go, Wagga Wagga. So wave hi to my brother, Joshua.
Will do. As the lights are out on the pace car out, we got Scott Rankin. Says 59 on the car, but he's 49 on the screen. We got to sort these few little glitches out. I will talk to him about that.
So Aaron, you're not going to be available for us next Tuesday, right? Because you're going to Bathurst. You're taking in the whole experience. Like, you're doing the whole camping thing, going into hiding, deep in the woods, everything till the Bathurst 1000.
That is correct, but right now we've got Green Flag Racing. We've got Scott Rankin with the big jump on. He's going to go down that inside line. As we see Danson work on the inside of Ethan Winter there. Blaine Densley's right there. Phil Sell Pneumo's there. Vermilion's in the background with Lewis Greathead. Well, Densley just giving Winter a little bit of a push. Does not want to clip that apron on the way through.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
This is what Scott wants to see. He wants those cars to battle behind him, chew out those tyres. He can just drive away and potentially win this thing. Sorry, Scott, I will give you that curse, but don't mess it up, mate.
Don't mess it up.
He's just pulling into the groups of Matt Danson, who's got a bit of an overlap on that outside line. Winter's just giving him a little bit of shove into the corner, get him that boost. Scott's coming to just block Matt Danson, maybe playing the teammate game, letting Winter come on through. You win, you're in. This is for the playoff spot in the round of 8.
Barber, 3 wide. Come on, baby. Let's get up on the top shelf and let's see what teammates will do. There is the 40. Newman, Phil Sell, winner last week at Lucas Oil IRP. They're having their own race amongst them as they go to the high side, trying to go after 3 cars for the lead, closing in on 35 to go.
Danson's the lone wolf in this little pack. We got 2 Lobs Esports, 2 Vortex Sim Sports. Who's going to work together? Danson's got to just be wiping the sweat off his brow at the moment, just thinking, oh God, which one do I go with? Whoa, huge moment there by Phil Sell. Doesn't know which line to take. Numo's fired it up on the inside of Danson. Force Rankin right up high there. Oh, Danson and Numo just a little bit of a touch. Rankin's still holding on the outside. They're 3 wide for an entire lap now. Numo's just cleared Danson there. Numo's coming up to chase down his good friend and not any trouble, Ethan Winter.
Well, it is getting down to the end of this thing. Nigel, we just saw, was that Phil Sell hit the wall? The 94 into the wall, but he keeps on going. He's going to battle back, and we're 3 wide again with Danson to meet the sandwich on the other car on the bottom as they work into one. That's Rankin.
Rankin's gone from the high side to the low side, just working his way up on Matt Danson there, and then Phil Sale on the outside. What great racing, 3 wide. You can see the outside just has that little bit of extra momentum, but the inside just shorter track distance. Speed versus distance, it's all about that.
3 wide, look at Danson, hold on to it as he's got now the 27 of Blaine Densley right behind him, but they give him plenty of room. It is Phil Sell up high, Danson in the middle lane. He's now trying to keep from bouncing off, and there's contact. There's the 59, Scott Rankin. He'll lose ground. Densley clears the 59. He'll move to that spot as they work again off 4. Wow.
Then Densley's just brought himself into this mix. You see a little bit of damage on the back of Danson's car, just on that right rear. Danson's hanging on.
Oh, boy. Hang on to it. Oh, Danson, he's fighting the wheel there, if you can see it off the corner. And oh, my goodness, Aaron, the cars are freeing up and tightening up for some also. Oh, man, one wrong slip and we're going to have trouble.
It's allowed Phil Sell to just clear him at the moment. And Densley, he's just moved up. Huge change of positions right now. So goes Winter and then Newman about 0.4 of a second, nearly half a second just behind. Phil Sell, Densley, and then Danson, Rankin, and then your next playoff driver is Brenton Hobson in 7th place.
30 laps to go, under 30 to go. Hey, Steve Gerber, I know that it's Wagga, Australia. Me and my brother have a joke, and we say Wagga Wagga like Wonka Wonka, if you remember the Muppet Babies, Wonka Waka Waka. And he just jokingly says we're in Wagga Wagga, so. But thank you for clarifying that it's only one Wagga. I am aware of that. Nonetheless, we roll in, under 30 to go, 29 remaining. Look at now. The battle going on for 5th and 6th. Rankin trying to get back on the high horse here, if you will, Aaron Dorman, and get back around the 30 of Danson as they work off 4.
Rankin might have had a few adjustments, gone a bit of a stray on him there. He's falling where he just controlled this race up to now. Handed the lead to his teammate, but falling in the clutch of a few cars around him. You see Phil Sell there just being hounded by Blaine Densley. A little block there. Blaine's just going to go down the inside. Try and take that shorter run. Don't clip that apron. Don't drop below that yellow line. It will throw you up, and there will be another yellow flown. But they're keeping it straight now.
Stay out of trouble. Cannot make any mistakes either.
There might have been a little bit of contact just there between Densley and Phil Stell. Forced Phil Stell to take around the outside. You can see the damage that I was talking about earlier on the back of Danson's car, as he's had to move on by Jaden Russell in that 27. Or the 27 drifts up a little bit. They get away with it. Brenton Hobson's just also looking. He's going to follow the 27 right down to the grass, up that apron, back onto the racing surface. You can use below the yellow line on that start-finish straight.
25 to go when they come to the line. This time by 3 playoff drivers in the top 5, including Ethan Winter, Brad Newman, Blaine Densley. And by the way, remember how important it is for Brad Newman to try to win this race. He was eliminated. He couldn't run at Bristol, run last week at Lucas Oil after the DQ at Bristol for too many incident points. He has to win. He's got to do all he can to win. And right now, he's trying to hold off Densley on the inside for second as they go to 3. Aaron in the corner.
That's not the pictures we're looking at the moment. That's Phil Sell and Jaden Russell there. We're a little bit further back from there. There's Numo up in second place, just losing a little bit of time to Winter, maybe playing the long game. There's still 24 laps to go. He's going to keep these tyres cool, force Winter into overheating those tyres, sliding those rears, coming off turns 2 and turn 4.
Could this be a walk-off for the man Brad Newman, who needs to win, mind you? What we talked about, he missed last week. He missed round 1 at Lucas Oil, Indianapolis. His teammate and non-points competitor, Jared Phil Sell, dominated. He's now back to 6. Newman trying to set his sights on Winter, but there's the interval. And we know, Aaron Dorman, that Ethan Winter and Brad Newman have history.
Ethan's got a comfortable gap at the moment. Whether Brad's just forced him into just pushing out, you can see that gap just fluctuating around the second mark at the moment. That's where Ethan's going to want to keep it.
So it is Wagga Wagga, Australia. Okay, so I'm right. Never second guess yourself. Look at this battle. Look at Phil Sell. He's got Hobson on the driver left. Giving him plenty of room. He's going to go down below the apron. You can race below the apron here at Kansas. I just don't know if I recommend it, Aaron, because if you do, you could really slide away, in the words of Paul Simon.
You definitely don't want to do it in those corners. Through the front straight, it's not too bad. There is a bit of a bump on and off. You see it right there, and he'll come back on the track, and you'll see another bump right there. So it can unsettle the cars if you take it in the wrong line. You don't want to straddle the white line on there. So Newman has become the bottleneck. He's got Densley right behind. He's dropped another 2 tenths since we last spoke about this battle. You can see Rankin working his way on the outside of Jaden Russell there, who's managed to get that car a little bit straighter. You saw him sideways a little bit a while ago. So back to
Ready
that
to settle it.
The reason we just call it Wagga is because we're lazy. We don't like saying things twice. So that's what Steve Gerber, he's a teammate of mine. He's talking about that. I'm planning to catch up with him on my holiday, going through the country, just catching up with a heap of sim racing people on my way through.
So your holiday is vacation to us in the U.S., right? Is that
correct?
I'm going to have a holiday, everybody. I wish I could have a holiday as damn last day. As we go down to the inside, look at this. The next holiday I'll celebrate will be Halloween, and guess what? I'll be calling football on that night, too. Down the back straightaway, under 20 to go. It is, but I will say this, though. It's not work if you love what you're doing. I'll say that. As it's top 5, Winner, Newman. Here they come from the flag stand shot. There's the leader, the second on back. Anybody's race from second behind. Newman, Russell, Densley, Rankin, Hobson, Greathead, Davies, Philsell, Danson, Partridge, and a pear tree. Any of these guys can win this thing. They're all in striking distance, but they got to catch the 39 of Ethan Winner going to 3.
Jaden Russell's just having a look on the inside of Brad Newman there. Might just be able to pull up a bit further around. Gets a little bit loose. You see him get way loose there. Very lucky to get away with that one and without driving up into Brad Newman, wrecking everyone.
You're telling me?
Skipped away to a 1.6 second lead now. While these guys are battling, this is hurting Newman's chances at catching this lead. See Jane just looking a little bit lower. Get that clean air on the nose. Bit more grip on those front tyres with the downforce. Newmo just a lane higher. They're both going to drop below the apron. Jaden's going to shortcut it just a little bit more. Jaden's got a bit more speed. He's going to fire it on the inside. He's going to go in deep. Newmo's alongside now. Needs to get that run off the corner. Keep it straight. Jaden Russell's
here he
just
comes.
cleared him.
By the way, that's the 27 on your scoring ticker. It is being showed as the 026 because Blaine Densley is in the other regular 27. Nigel, we got to get on these guys about the numbers matching their cars. Ugh! Biggest pet peeve I have in iRacing broadcasting, I think it's that. Down to the inside. Here comes now Rankin. He dominated the first stage. He works his way down the back straightaway. He'll set his sights on Newman. Newman falling back as now here comes Jaden Russell the second as they go to turn 3. 15, 14 to go at the 1.5 miles of Kansas at the line here, Aaron.
Newman might have used a bit too much of that tyre a little bit too early on to get that track position. It's just hurting him now. He will be screaming for a yellow flag to get those tyres switched out, for a fresh set of stickers, and have another crack at this lead. But at this point, unless Winter makes a huge mistake, he's just under 1.6 seconds ahead of Jaden Russell. In his first start in this series, running in second place. That is one big effort. These guys are hard to run up against and beat every week. You guys just come in and they show them how it's done. We saw Phil Sell do it last week. He's run only a couple of weeks and he's dominated at IRP.
Oh yeah.
See Brenton Hobson having a look on the back of Newmo and Blaine Densley now.
Don't forget, next week we're going to Charlotte. We're going to the Roval. You want to talk about another wild card in the equation? It will be that. Closing in on a dozen laps remaining. Toto, you're not in Kansas anymore. Here we go. Hobson down to the inside. Trying to climb into the top 5. Going after Newman and Densley. 2 for 1 in turn 1 in the 88.
The playoff drivers are trying to get every single point they can get. Keep above that cut line. They've only got one more opportunity. If they think they're going to struggle turning right, tonight's the night that you have to perform.
There's no place like home. There's no place like winning. But if you're a guy like Brad Newman, he needed a win. Right now, he's free-falling like lyrics to the Tom Petty song in the top 5. And here comes Winner, literally winning this thing. Winner wins this race. You got a playoff driver that's going into the round of 8. Into the semifinals we go if he pulls this off right now. And we know the history between Newman and Winner. But I think, honestly, Aaron Dorman, you're looking at the bigger prize. That is exactly what the driver Ethan Winter's thinking about. He wins this race. He's on to the championship round of 8.
100%. He's the only driver in contention at the moment until Blaine Densley, who's 2.7 seconds behind the lead of this race, who can lock himself in. No one's guaranteed a spot yet, but some people are in a lot better spot than others.
And remember, if he makes it in, unless a playoff driver wins the Roval, with under 10 to go. Whoa, sideways. Oh, baby, I thought Newman was going to go around. Or was that Field Cell, actually? Field Cell about spun. Coming off the 4, he saves it. We stay green. But remember, the Roval is going to be a wild card in its finest next week. And there is a likely possibility, Aaron, that a non-playoff driver could win at Charlotte.
100%. It is a wild card race. A lot of these guys, they race via scops and different things around the place. So there are some road course specialists. As we see someone in the grass in the background, I think that was Phil Sell and Tyler Williams.
It's Tyler Williams. We still stay green. No caution. No caution as Phil Sell's around in 94. The man who dominated at Lucas Oil IRP will trigger a caution with 8 to go.
That is going to cause a flurry of pit stops now. Everyone's going to put on their last set of stickers. I saw him going through the grass in the background. Wasn't too sure what happened, but we're going to get a Burling Motor Group replay.
Aussie mates and mateys, I've got 3 words for you. This changes everything. Watch the replay, and there is Williams and the 94 getting together.
So you just saw Phil Sell hit the wall. He's had a very loose race car. He's fallen down the order. Or someone gets caught up.
Oh, no. The 101.
He's going to hold it.
Oh, man.
You see
that's Sam Chapman, by the way. That's not Fitzroy Beaumont. Same car colors. Sam Chapman. Sam Chapman in that car.
That is going to make a spicy end to this race. It's going to condense that field. That 1.6 second margin that Ethan Winter worked so hard to get, gone. They're all coming down the pit road. You can see him there, nose to tail. No one's giving anyone a millimetre. You don't want to miss your marks. You want to pull it straight into your pit box. You don't want to overshoot.
Money stop. Well, I mean, I don't think we were going to see a money stop, but this is just an extra pit stop for anybody. And if you got a set of tires, obviously, there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of it. And that's exactly what everybody did. Everybody, and I'm talking about the entire cavalry on pit road from 1st to 28, 30 cars in a flurry working down pit road, and Jaden Russell will be the first man off of pit road in 27.
Wonder if he only took
Scott
2 tires
Rankin,
to get
then Blaine Densley. Then Scott, I'm sorry, guys. It is Jaden Russell, Scott Rankin, Blaine Densley, Brad Newman, and Ethan Winter, the new top 5 after the green flag pit stops with under 5 laps to go. How important, Aaron, was it for coming down pit road with 5 to go to get a new side of freshies? Will.
Oh, if you didn't have new tyres now, you'd be last place. So looking at the pit stop time, Jaden Russell did tag 4 tyres. Everyone up front is on 4 tyres. He just come in hot and left hot and absolutely nailed that timing. So that's going to give him a chance to just break away at the start. He gets to dictate when to take off.
Remember, there is 3 attempts at a green-white checker.
And my big call is Winter. He's dropped down to 5th, so he's had a very poor pit stop. Lost 5 spots in that. We'll be lining up on the inside row.
So I'm looking here for the restart. It's lap number 122 of 126, which will be 4 laps to go. They are coming to the restart. We're still in the regular scheduled distance of the race. 4 laps remaining, 6 miles to decide it. If we do get a caution, we do have 3 attempts at overtime for a green-white checker. Ready to settle it here. The playoffs. Race number 2 in the round of 12 here at Kansas. Russell, Rankin, keep an eye on Newman. He needs to win to go to the next round. We're green, back at it again.
You see cars pushing each other, just stacking up. Ethan just stepping out a little bit. He's going to be having a look low, right on Blaine Densley there. Russell skips out to a car length lead. Coming in to turn 2 there, onto the back straight. Good momentum. See Newmo looking 3 wide. He's got his mate Ethan Winter on the inside. Scott Rankin on the outside. It's a Vortex Sim Sport sandwich for him. Newmo's going to get that run of momentum.
By the way, Winter and Newman are like nemesis this year. They have literally been going at it, fighting at it like it's the last piece of chicken on the dinner table at Thanksgiving. And here comes now the 27 of Blaine Densley down to the inside, battle of the 27. It's Densley and Russell battling with now 2 to go at the line off 4.
And then Winter's also pulled onto the back of Jaden Russell. This isn't over yet. 3 to go, about to cross over, 2 to go. We're having a...
Look at
Densley's
this.
having a few computer issues. He's just disappeared. He's come back, still in the lead. Jaden Russell. Ethan Winter's going to try and take that momentum around the outside. Got Rankin there.
We've got to keep an eye on that, and that's going to be a problem as he pops back into view again. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come. 3 wide behind him in the top 10. Working off of turn number 4. Car bouncing off the wall. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. There are 4 cars fighting it out for the finish. Look at this, up high. Keep an eye on Rankin. He's up in the safer barrier. I think he takes his momentum away. He's in the fence. Newman now goes to 4th. He's got 3 cars in front of him. Densley, Russell, side by side. The battle of the 27s. Here comes Ethan Winter. Can he poke to the bottom? Can he do it? He can't. He can't pull a Chase Elliott. Jaden Russell wins in Kansas. For the 2nd week in a row, a non-playoff driver. And now Ethan Winter celebrating with Jaden Russell.
Not entirely sure if that's a celebration or not. Oh, and Priya and Winter just get together after the line. There might be some words said about that.
Oh, boy. I mean, I don't know why if Ethan Winter's mad. That was just great hard racing between those guys at the end. Oh, boy.
What an end to that race. That was as exciting as it comes. 4 spots into that. Here we go. We're looking at that last turn, 3 and 4. You see Jaden Russell just come up a little bit in the side of Blaine Densley. They bang doors. Winter's just thinking, I'm going to get this. Russell just comes down. Going to block that run. And then not even a car width between it.
Now, I want to see as Jaden Russell celebrates. By the way, this is a real NASCAR ARCA esports driver. Jaden Russell celebrating there in the Sudspeed Synergy number 27. But I don't see any reason for Ethan Winter to be mad. I just saw good hard racing there at the end. Nigel and Aaron, I don't see a reason for Ethan Winter to be frustrated except, well, maybe I come up short a spot, so it's not a win, but there's a look at the results. Jaden Russell celebrates here at Kansas. He picks up the victory. Ethan Winter is 2nd. Blaine Densley 3rd. Brad Newman tried so hard, fell back in the end. I really think his car was set for the long run, and on the restarts, Aaron, I think it hurt him. The tires just weren't ready to fire like they needed to be on the green. He'll settle with a top 5 finish along with Tom Freer, Clayton Davies, Brenton Hobson, Matt Danson, Aaron Borg, and Josh Michelmore, the defending series champion, still in a hole. He's back in 10th at the checkered flag here tonight at Kansas.
Then behind him, we got Jason Martin, Lewis Greathead, Brian Barber. Scott Rankin fell all the way back to 14th after battling for the lead there. Then Sam Chapman, Nicholas Growatch, Ty Ardley, Michael Campbell, Stephen Williams, Brian Blundell rounding out the top 20.
Jared Philsell, 21st. What happened to the 94 Toyota for Brad Newman's teammate? Winner last week at IRP. He'll settle with 21st position. Tyler Williams, 22nd. Matt Raymond, 23rd. Timo Blundell. Dane Diego Snaden with a not good night for the top 25 for him. One car left on the lead lap. Dave Douglas in 26th. Everyone else, multiple laps down, more or out, including Zach Blundell, Daniel Boyd, Andy Barber, Fitzroy Beaumont, your top 30. Brady Baldwin, Rand Campbell, Brad Wright, Trent Gosley, and Aiden Sykes. 96 laps down. The 35 drivers that took the green when the race began tonight here at Kansas, as the race took about an hour and 22 minutes to race for the finish. When it's said and done, Jaden Russell is the winner. We're going to take a much-needed break because, my goodness, we ain't took one since we came on the air. We'll be back with post-race, the top three next, Kansas playoffs. This is the BMG X Series.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to coverage of the Australian NASCAR E-Series. It's the Burley Motor Group Xfinity Series Championship Playoffs, round of 12, round 2. And when it's said and done, another non-playoff driver wins again. Jaden Russell, congratulations. Listen, there was a little discussion about your racing background. Can you let us know a little bit about yourself as the driver of real racing / iRacing? Congratulations, Jaden.
Yeah, thanks. Predominantly dirt background, so grew up around that as a kid. Obviously moved into racing on it in real life as well and in the sim. And a few years ago turned to doing a bit of the paved oval stuff for Ann's car and then bits and pieces with this series as well, and only just sort of picking that back up now I've got the time again.
There you go. Well, listen, congratulations, Jaden. I'll tell you what, man, what a battle between you and the 27s. Blaine Densley finishes on in third. We'll get his thoughts in a moment, but your take of running this race and obviously having a good, strong run, winning with the series, and how competitive was it tonight?
Yeah, it was really good, actually. I turned up, no laps, sort of just ran the practice session that the series puts up. That was my first time back in the car for a long time. I don't think I've ran it all this season yet. So, yeah, had a good run, sort of slowly worked the car out. Was pretty comfortable sitting in second, Ethan there before the yellow, and obviously got the jump in the pits and come out and pole, so just had to sort of send it, and had a really good race for them too for the last, 4 or 5 laps. It was good.
Not sure if we got it Wesley again. He was just having a few internet issues by the sounds of it. But you've made up 16 spots in that race. Like, how did you go through? Was there any spots in the race that were a little bit difficult making it into the top 10 or just breaking through to that lead group?
The whole thing was like running a rookie race again. I messed both my first pit stops up. I didn't tick tyres on the first one, had to go back and do that again, missed the box on the second one, couldn't get reversed, so I had to do it the hard way twice. So managed to get back through. I was pretty happy with second before that yellow, and obviously lucked out with that, otherwise I wouldn't have caught Ethan. So
100%.
Well, Jaden, buddy. Well, Jaden, man, congratulations to you, sir. Before I let you go, man, please thank your sponsors. And obviously, we're going to see you make some more races before the end of the season, bud.
Yeah, I'll hopefully be back. Probably not next week, but the one after, hopefully. We'll see how things go. It's pretty busy at the minute, but trying to do what I can. Yeah, just thanks to everyone at Synergy. Them guys got the setup and that organised. I wasn't even planning on racing until 6 o'clock tonight. So, and yeah, everyone else sponsors the car. Yeah, appreciate it.
There you go, Bladen, Jaden Russell, ladies and gentlemen. He'll pick up the win driving with the Synergy Sim Racing team like Tom Freer, Brenton Hobson, and others. He'll win here tonight at Kansas. Let's go to the runner-up, Ethan Winter, Vortex number 39, Toyota. Ethan, you'll settle for second. Are you a little frustrated with the finish of the race, man, or was that just a nice celebratory door slam there to say congratulations?
Yeah, I mean it's interesting for sure. People reckon for 60th place. Not sure what's up with that, but anyways, missed my pit stop there and put myself in a bad spot. Still managed to drive through some people there and get up to second or third, whatever it was in the last quarter, and had a shot at it, but obviously not good enough. So it's unfortunate for sure, but we'll move on to next week, and honestly shouldn't matter too much what happens next week because I'll be good on points.
So throughout that race, like you said, you missed that last pit stop a little bit. Did your heart sink a little bit when you restarted that last, I think, 4 laps in 5th place?
I think we've seen from the cup race this week what Chase Elliott did. It's certainly possible here at Kansas. I know the track itself on the sim is terrible now. I'm not sure what they've done to it to mess it up this bad, but I knew it was always going to be possible, especially starting on the inside there. Probably get a 3 spot there into turn 1, and just had to work some people over, and just wasn't enough, I guess, ran out of time.
Well, Ethan, I got to ask you the question. I know you want to get wins. I know you're a competitive soul, right? I know you've only got 1 win this year. How competitive has this series been this year? But obviously, the bigger picture at the end of the night is to do what you need to do to advance to the next round of the playoffs, right? So when does competitive racing become, okay, I need the points race here?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of competitiveness, it's certainly up a notch from last season. You probably have only a handful of guys who could win races, on speed last season, but now there's probably 10 more plus, and that's not counting, some things that can happen with over racing. So it's definitely up a notch, which is great. I love the competition. And as for points racing, I wasn't thinking about it too much there. I would have liked to win a race. It's been a while, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Well, man, before we let you go, sir, please thank your sponsors. We'll see you next week at the Roval at Charlotte.
Yeah, thanks to Team Connie. That set was really, really quick. Couldn't allowed me to wrap the bottom real good, and probably saw on the last run there before that caution. I was well and truly gone. So thanks to them for putting this all together. Thanks to Mannington and Cannavale Toyota, Graham Electrical Data, Salty Massage Clinic, KZS Auto Works, Pace Graphics, Styled Imagery, Casey Simon Cinematography, and thanks to all of you for making this league happen.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Ethan Winter, the Vortex Sim Sport number 39 Toyota. By the way, what a battle for the manufacturers. Bowtie, Toyota, and the Oval Ford finishing in third. Let's find Blaine Densley now and grab a word with him. Blaine Densley, it's the booth. You'll finish in the number 3 position. Another solid points night for you. Got to do what you got to do to get those playoff points, kind of like Ethan Winter, to survive the Roval, though. Your take of tonight here at Kansas, buddy.
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I sort of felt like I had a shot to win there on the last lap, and then I sort of felt a little not hard done by. It was just hard racing, but I was so frustrated coming off turn 4 there, loose after running wide. But I mean, I had to remember that I only got lucky to be there in the first place because of that last yellow. So good to maximize on some points and get a solid finish after my internet dropped out last round when I was running somewhere towards the front. So yeah, important to get some results, get some points on the board there for sure heading into the next round.
Your internet looked a little bit spicy this time around, so you're probably lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah, it only blinked that one time, but yeah, not sure what's going on, but hopefully I haven't had issues until now that it really matters, of course. But yeah, see how it goes at the Roval.
Blaine,
That's
when
got-
you were blinking there because you were right there battling with the other 27 or the 026 of Jaden Russell there at the end, did that blinking kind of make you kind of back away and say, okay, I don't want to take him out. I don't want to take myself out. So did that change your driving strategy and just try to settle for a podium finish here?
No, it only blinked out for that backstretch on that one lap, so I knew that once it come good, it would be okay again. As far as I know, that was the only time it blinked. But yeah, if it dropped out like last week, I would have been out of the race anyway. I wouldn't have reconnected, so I knew once it come back, it would be okay. So it sort of put me off a little bit because I was sort of looking around, looking down at the router, seeing what was going on. But no, it didn't really affect how I drove the last lap, and luckily, it didn't kick me out like last week.
Hey, buddy, before we let you go, man, please thank your sponsors. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Just a thank you to Fabcon Gas and Water Mains, Profile Engineering, BAM, and Victorian Freight Specialists. They helped me out a lot with my real world racing. So, yeah, I like to thank them when I get the chance to on here as well.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, another top contender of the Australian NASCAR BMG X Series has to settle with a points finish, kind of like, of course, Ethan Winter did. It is the driver, Blaine Densley, another driver with one win on the year as well as him here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Don't forget the trucks for the playoffs. They will be here at Kansas on Thursday night. Don't forget also about the Australian NASCAR Championship, the Sunday night series. They are still in the playoffs, and they will be at Talladega on October the 19th. So they're off for a couple of weeks after the race this past at Atlanta this past Sunday night. They will not be back on track until October the 19th. But, of course, we still got the coverage for you going to the Roval at Charlotte next Tuesday, the final race in the round of 12. It should be a good one, no doubt. Aaron Dorman, always a pleasure, man. Have fun at Bathurst. Your final take of tonight at Kansas, sir.
Thank you for having me. Nigel will be back in the booth hopefully next week, but I'll be enjoying my holiday watching on from, like you say, Bathurst. What an exciting end to that race. That was fantastic. 4-lap run to the end. Unfortunately for a little bit of internet issues, that's country life living. I was going to say that, but I muddled my words up and Wesley got in front of me. But what a win for first time racer Jaden Russell. Just sneaking the win there at the very end. It was almost a carbon copy of the Cup race on Sunday night, or Monday morning for us. But that just makes it super exciting. So thanks for having me. I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Thank you, Aaron Dorman. Always a pleasure when we get to work together. Nigel Sedale, obviously the man behind what is the BMG X Series, is always him popping in when he could. Always Mr. Bigglestein Hopton, phenomenal job on the production. And, of course, everybody behind the Australian NASCAR Championship E-Series events, including Jason Holdsworth and Nigel Sedale. With all of our amazing crew, this is Wesley Outland, the American-Australian announcer, thanking you, mates and mateys, for joining us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Congratulations to Jaden Russell. Another non-points winner gets it done here at Kansas. We're going Roval racing at Charlotte next Tuesday night. What will happen? Who's going on to the round of 8? Who's going to win? Find out next Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. Take care.